Hi, 7th grade. This is a video explaining your malaria one-pager. So what this is it's a sneak peek to your official illness one-pager. That will be your learning target number 13. So what we are looking to do is I can use knowledge about the circulatory system and the respiratory system to describe an illness and how it affects the body. Now today what we're doing is we're practicing for learning target 13 by learning about a problem in the human body system. More specifically, we are going to be practicing for the learning target 13 by digging into a circulatory system problem like malaria. Now here's the rubric for what you're going to do. In order to get a 5 or a 6, what you need to do is explain the problem, malaria, in detail using information about parts, pathway, and purpose of the affected body system. If you are going for the 8, you are looking at privilege, and I will explain that in a little bit. So to start off, you're going to get some basic information about malaria. You're going to get a one-pager that looks like this. If you are at home absent, then you can use a blank piece of paper and add this information onto it. What you're going to do is you're going to write in the illness. You're going to answer these questions. How does a person get this illness? How common is the illness? Now there's a little globe on here that gives you a hint. Where in the world do people have it? Where is it more common? It's not the same amount of rareness everywhere on the planet. There's certain places where it is more common to get it. What are the symptoms that people get? How do you treat it? And then why is it important to know about? In the why is it important to know about part, there is kind of a interesting fact about malaria, and it has to do with something called sickle cell anemia. So that you are going to be answering why is it important to know about, and what does it have to do with sickle cell anemia? Now here is where most of the information is going to be put. This is the most important part of the information. This is where you're explaining how malaria affects the circulatory system. The main body system affected by malaria is definitely the circulatory system. So you're going to go through the purpose. What is the purpose of that body system? The pathway. How does malaria move around the body? What are the parts of the body system affected by the illness? And what do those parts do? And then last, how does the illness specifically affect those parts? How does it affect the whole system? What you're doing is you're getting information here to explain why those symptoms happen for malaria. Now, this is not a health class project. This is where you get into the scientific explanation. This first page is a lot of health class project. How does someone get it? What are the symptoms? What are the treatments? The back page is where you're getting into the science exploration. You should be talking about certain types of cells down here for sure. Now for an 8, people don't exist all by themselves in just their human bodies. There's a lot of things that go into how someone is, how their health is. There's a lot of things that go into how likely you're going to get certain illnesses, how likely you're going to be able to get treatments, how likely you're able to spot the symptoms, how likely you know what you're looking for. You're going to be talking about who does this illness mainly affect, why. So not just who mainly gets it, who is mainly getting hurt by it, who is mainly potentially dying from it. Again, here's your rubric. You are really going in detail about the parts, pathway, and purpose of a body system to explain the problem. If you are missing some things, your grade will go down. Be sure to be double checking that you are answering all of these boxes very, very, very thoroughly.